Oh, hi Krypto! Welcome to Drawconomics, the channel where we talk about economics with, drawings. Anyway, wanna find out why you're so important to the success of the new Superman movie? Great! Come with me, let's speculate. Personally, I believe you're going to help Superman rake in millions. Of course, I'll try to back up this gut feeling with some solid economic reasoning. Ready? First up, we have behavioral economics, the field that studies how psychological and emotional factors influence people's economic decisions, often in ways that don't align with the purely rational assumptions of classical economics. To explain it better, we can break it down into two key ideas. First, there's something called the halo effect. It's a cognitive bias where first impressions, in this case, of you, shape the overall perception of the movie, even before anyone's actually seen it. You project universally appealing traits, you're cute, loyal, and charismatic. These qualities trigger a positive emotional response in the audience, and that emotional spark is just the beginning. Next, the audience starts to feel real affection for you, forming an emotional bond based on those traits. Once that emotional connection is in place, viewers are more likely to transfer that warmth to the movie as a whole. If you're awesome, and I'm sure you are, people will assume the movie must be awesome too. Krypto? Krypto! Wake up, buddy! Okay, how about this, stay awake, and I'll give you a cookie. Alright. 2 cookies. Now, let's move on to the second factor that deepens that emotional bond. Emotional attachment can significantly shift someone's utility function, in other words, the value or satisfaction they get from a product or experience. Take someone who's not a big Superman fan. The standard utility of buying a ticket might be pretty low, they might prefer other entertainment options. But emotional attachment rewrites that value equation. It lowers the psychological cost. They're not just going to see Superman, they're also going to see an adorable dog in a cape. That cuts down on perceived friction or opportunity cost. Also, just expecting to enjoy your role in the film boosts the expected utility of the whole cinema experience. Your Krypto utility adds to the total, making the choice to go to the movies more appealing. And we can't forget about kids, a major driving force. Parents often make spending decisions based not only on their own enjoyment but on their kids' happiness. Kids already love you, they've seen you in the trailers. So their parents become more willing to spend time and money. That's called vicarious utility, they're getting satisfaction from their child's excitement. It's a great example of how emotional factors can override cold cost-benefit logic. Now, perceived value theory tells us that the value of a good or service isn't inherent, like just another superhero movie, but is based on the benefits the consumer expects compared to the cost. In your case, you offer laughs, charm, action, and that wholesome family vibe studios love because it increases willingness to pay. Think about it, if someone brings their whole family, that's more tickets per person. Instant success! That's why this theory helps us understand why people spend on experiences that promise not just fun, but deeper emotional and social rewards. Movies are the ultimate experience goods, their true value is only revealed after consumption. That creates a perceived risk for the consumer, will it be worth my time and money? And that's where you come in, as an advanced signal of quality, a key concept in demand theory. Because you made people smile in the trailer, you act as a sign that the overall experience will be rewarding. Also, the trailers have made it clear your role is central to the story, which builds trust in the product and helps trigger more impulse buys. That means you're shifting the demand curve to the right, more people will want to see the movie, regardless of price. You're not changing the core product, it's still a Superman movie, but you're adding new value that turns non-customers into paying customers. Krypto. Where were we? Yes. You're not just a side character, you're the key to expanding the movie's market and maximizing its global audience. Your appeal goes far beyond the usual comic book crowd, opening the door to all kinds of consumers and turning this film into a potential mass phenomenon. Superman is popular, sure, but no Superman film has ever crossed the billion-dollar mark. And because you help him fight evil, you'll also help him win over kids, families, and animal lovers who usually skip superhero movies. Plus, the cuteness and loyalty of a dog are universal emotions. They cross cultural and language barriers. You don't need subtitles, your charm speaks to everyone. And finally, we have purpose-driven economics. If the movie resonates with the audience's values and aspirations, that can lead to serious financial impact. In a media landscape full of cynicism and complexity, telling a story with pure-hearted values in an accessible way can be a refreshing and powerful contrast. Let's not forget, you're a mixed-breed dog, just like many adopted dogs in real life, which makes you more relatable and inclusive. In fact, director James Gunn was inspired by his own rescue dog, and that bond is reflected in the story. Superman absolutely stands for great values, but you're the perfect vessel to communicate those values even before people watch the movie. That's why I predict strong word of mouth after release, growing the film's audience over time. When a movie earns a reputation for having heart, people are more willing to pay for it, way more than if it were just a cash grab. Good boy. You stayed awake, for cookies for you. Based on all this, I predict you'll be the billion-dollar dog.